Velvet nails are really popular, so I wanted to show you how to create them. You would start off preferably with like a red wine base. And you want to paint a layer of that all over the nail and then cure it in the lamp. And you only need one layer. We don't need to go in with anything else because we're going to be putting something on top of it. While the nail is in a lamp, prepare yourself a jelly colored red. So I'm going with something deep, so a bit more like a red wine jelly. But you can use anything you've got on hand, or you can mix it. So mix a little bit of red with clear. Then you need a magnet, and I'm going to be using a bar magnet. So nothing fancy, just a bar magnet. And I use the two together just so it makes it a little bit more powerful. Paint on a layer of silver cat eye. So we want just a basic silver cat eye. You can use either a pigment mixed into your base or already pre-mixed gel polish. That's a grey cat eye. So paint that all over the nail. We want all those magnetic particles on there, so a nice generous layer, but obviously not too thick because we want to make sure it still cures. So I move those particles around the nail until I am happy with how they are placed. Now it's time for the magic. So grab your magnet. So make sure you do not cure this layer. So grab your magnet and we can start moving all those particles to the middle of the nail. So I'm very slowly moving it with the magnet from side to side. I want to almost draw around with the magnet. So just you imagine it's a pencil and you're drawing around, trying to get all those particles to the middle of the nail. So we're starting with the edges first. We're going around the edges, creating that border. And as we're doing that, the other particles in the middle of the nail are going to slowly start moving there anyway. Now I'm using the side of the bar a little bit more just to draw those particles even more towards the middle. And at first, it's not going to be looking exactly how we want it to. And it isn't until you look in the light, there we go, look in the light where you can see it popping up, because we want it to have that velvet look to it. So we want it to shift, we want it to move. Now, you will only cure this once you're happy with the results. So I'm still going over, just touching up any little bits where I can see it. Now remember, depending on where the light is hitting it, is whether you're going to be able to see it properly or not. So always check it from different angles in different light. So here we go. I'm happy with that. I think that looks great. And so once you've cured it, we can go in with our jelly colour. And my brush splayed one bristle up. It was really annoying. But yeah, you pop just a nice thin layer of this red jelly all over the nail. And this is what is going to transform into this velvet nail. At first, it's going to look odd. You're going to look at it and think, oh my goodness, am I making a mistake here? But no, trust the process. It will look beautiful and cure that in the lamp. So once it comes out, it's nice and shiny. And you do have two options. You can go in with a matte top coat or a shiny top coat, depending on what kind of look you're going for. So for the kind of traditional velvet look, you would go with a matte top coat over the top, and it will give you this beautiful muted velvety look. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I can't wait to see your velvet nails.